Hello there, my spooky lovelies. I got one cool for you today. Since it is almost Halloween, let's do a review. Well, sort of. As you can hear, the song was one of the featured songs on the film I'm going to talk about today. We're going to talk about The Craft. Well, one of the two things that we're going to talk about. See, they're putting out a new craft. It's called The Craft Legacy. And if you've ever seen the original, you'll be excited to know that this one isn't a redo. That's right, guys, they're not remaking it. This is the next part of the story. So for anybody who hasn't seen The Craft, the original film, it was where it was put out in 1996, and it was May 3rd of 1996. It got an R rating, which actually this new film is not going to have, where it's lucky enough to get the R rating. It allowed them to do a lot more with their stuff than I'm assuming they're going to be able to do with this new one. This new one's only at a PG-13 rating, and it won't be in, well, it's not going to be in theaters like whatever, since what's going on with everybody. But it is got a release date of the 27th in Egypt and the 28th everywhere else. So anywhere you can find your streaming, the uses of whatever you use, it should be there for you, okay? So, that being said, I'm going to go over a little bit of differences between the two films. Let's start with, the original. As I said, made in 1996, so of course you're going to have a little bit of a generational gap between those who have seen this film and have a cult, loving of it. So for anybody of those who are worried about that aspect, because you are somebody who loves this film so much, they're going to do something that you're going to love. It's not a retelling. It's not, oh, this is the new Sarah, this is the new Nancy, no, guys, this is the next chapter. So, if you're excited to see what happens with the characters, this is going to be the film for you, I hope, at least. We'll see how it goes, because, of course, it's at the current moment, I believe, it is 26th. So, even at the earliest date, I'm a day off. So, hopefully I'll have this up later today, and yeah. So, what I was going to talk to you guys about is that the new film is only an hour and 45 minutes versus the old film that's an hour and 45 minutes. This one's going to be labeled as a drama thriller, while the other one was a horror fantasy, which gave them a little bit more leeway to be able to play with the themes of these films. But it is something that's kind of cool, is both of these films are written and directed by the same person that did the screenplay and directing. So even though they're not the same directors, you're going to have somebody who's, putting their whole self into this. So that's kind of cool, because the original one you can kind of see. You can see it in his directing of how he filmed it. Andrew Fleming, he was really good in it, not going to lie. So I have high hopes for Zoe Jones? But it was directly, it is adapted directly from the Craft film. So they are going ahead with the story of creating it from the next part. We're not redoing anything. We're not rewriting any kind of history. It should just be for everybody. You can pick up and watch this film. So I want you guys to know that was, copyrights to the artist. I own nothing whatsoever to that song. I just did it because that's the main theme for the original Craft. And this new one, like I said, the release date's not for a couple more days, but it is going to release earlier in Egypt. I'm guessing they just, have rights to it a little bit quicker than we do. Good them. I hope that they enjoy it. I hope that this film has a little bit of understanding of its predecessor, that there is a kind of a cult following to the first one a little bit with certain people, just mostly because it depicts a lot of pagan/witchcraft rituals in the film, and they're done really well, to the level that they actually went and had a practicing pagan show them step by step the proper ways to do these rituals. So they had a lot of stuff on set that was a little crazy. If you ever watch the director's edition, you'll end up seeing what I'm talking about. They had power shortages, a lot of stuff just like they had a light fall. There was quite a few different incidences on set where they just couldn't explain it after they did this really big ritual. And again, this is a ritual that we're talking about that is done to what is being told of a practicing person in this craft. So that's a little terrifying when you think about it. But hey, that is the craft. So anyhow, I just wanted to let you guys know about this because I'm not quite sure that, with everything that's going on in the world, that this movie has gotten as much publicity as it honestly should. Like I said, I grew up when I was younger. This movie was released when I was 6 years old. So I grew up as a teenager watching this film, and every Halloween it's kind of one of those few films that I always pop on and watch. Like childhood wise, if I want to watch one that reminds me of it, I'm gonna go grab Hocus Pocus. But if I want to remember my teenhood, I grab The Craft. It's just certain films remind you of that certain time of life, and this one was kind of just one I felt like you guys needed to know because I'm personally excited for it, and I'm going to let you guys know about my review as soon as I get a chance to go ahead and watch it. I want you guys to know I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, my darlings.